now I said practice makes perfect, right? So we're gonna continue on some of the exercises. I know you guys are like sick and tired of doing this. Like, oh my God, teacher, like I don't want to do this, right? Just bear with me. We'll do a couple more, okay? So here we go. 이제 우리 더 연습을 해야 되니까 지긋한 거 알고 있고 그냥 더 이상 뭐 영어 이런 거 들으면 이제 지친 거 알겠지만은 좀 재밌게 한번 또 프랙티스 하면은 한번 풀기 시작하고 그 열 종류잖아요. You're only learning 열 종류. 네, 그럼 쉽지 않은 생각보다는. So here we go. Next one. Okay. Now I'm gonna just skip. 그거 다 읽을 필요가 없어 paragraph에. So let's go find it. it가 여기 있잖아, 그치? 그러면은 it를 갖다가 sentence before that I'm gonna read it. Okay. A different DNA molecule appears and transmits a new structure to other molecule as it replicates. Okay. So we're gonna take a look at the word it. Okay. replicate 하면은 그 it가 어디 있을까? Okay. So let's take a look at you have to look before it, right? So let's say here, a different DNA molecule appears and transmits its new structure to other molecules as it. So what happens is this it refers to what, everyone? The other its. Okay? Okay. Now, take a look at it. The hint is on this type of thing is the other its, right? Is it one or two? It's plural, right? It's, right? So basically, the sentence before that refers to what? Different DNA molecule, right? The pluralization has to be appears and transmits. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you another hint. Whatever these pronouns are, do not refer to what? Verbs. Okay? It has to refer to a noun. Okay? 항상 noun으로 들어가야 돼. Okay? So what do you think that this is talking about? It's actually talking about DNA molecules, right? Let's try it out. Okay? We're going to put it in there, okay? Transmit this new structure to other molecule as DNA replicates. Does that make sense? Now, let's try the first one. Replication as it replicates. Obviously, right? New structure. As new structure replicates. That kind of makes sense, right? But the sentence before that talks about new structure to other molecules, right? 근데 그 전에 it가 있잖아. What does that it refers to? 그 전 거야. What is it? DNA and molecules. So the answer is DNA and molecules. Okay? Okay, let's do something that's out of the science ones. Okay, we're going to do a different one. Okay? 다르게 해야 되나? The practice one for this one is going to be, I'll do another one, but not towards science. Okay, so here we go. Okay. So the highlighter says, as the mark of a creative mind. Okay, now that has to be replaced with something. Okay, now that's a phrase. Okay, so what the school teachers rejected as a case of learning disability, she saw as a mark of a creative mind. Okay, now just looking at the phrase itself, let's take a look at answers. Okay, you're gonna say formal education. As a mark of formal she saw formal education. No, that doesn't make logical sense. The reason why is that phrase doesn't even make the same thing. Okay? Now, if you take a look at the phrase on this type of thing, 잘 봐봐. Okay? As the mark of a creative mind. 그 뜻이, translation 뜻이 뭘 것 같아? The 뜻은 자체가 is basically being, mind is being creative, right? Creative mind is called what? How do you become creative? 어떻게 creative 해야 되는 거야? Okay? You have to be curious. You have to understand things. The answer is probably curious, but we're going to try to check. Okay? We're going to put in logic. We have to put in the next ones to see. 자꾸 넣어야 돼. 꼭 확인하려고. What the school as teachers rejected as a case of learning disability, right? She saw learning disability. Okay? Unless you're handicapped, in writing you don't rephrase it 2 times in a row. So the answer is probably what? Curiosity. Okay? So you guys can 그냥 보면은 흐름이 있어. 그냥 근데 토플 내 퀘스천 준 거 좀 다 봐봐. It's not on grammar, is it? 문법이 아니잖아. It's on logic. Okay? Does this make sense? Does this blend? 말 되냐 안 되냐? 말 진짜 도저히 안 된다. Right? It's on logic. It's no longer on just 문법으로. 문법으로 따지면 다 들어가도 돼. 솔직히 해서. 근데 sentence 자체에서 거기서 it doesn't make sense. 왜 두 번씩 넣는가? 왜 이게 항상 왜 this가 this랑 똑같은 건가? 그 똑같이 거기서 make sense completely 해야 되는 거야. So let's take a look at another one in reference, okay? And I know you guys are sick and tired of listening to the reference ones, right? And a lot of the Korean students or the Asians don't really have problems with references, okay? But I'm going to go over it with you anyway because I think this is really important. We'll just do one more, okay? So here we go. Edison's, okay, we're talking about Edison again. The word that we're looking for is testing, okay? And basically, the testing is going to refer to something, okay? So basically, here. Only after personal testing, their validity was he willing to accept other findings, okay? So we can say, what does testing refer to, right? And the choices that you're going to have, right, is basically experimental, okay, and theory, okay, and embraced, okay. So, let's see. Embraced. The only after personal embracing, right? Does it make sense? No. So what does the testing refers to? Alright, we're going to go over, okay? Only after personal experimentation, they're valid, okay? So, in this type of question, doesn't it look identical to testing? And experiment means what? Testing. It's the same thing. So, what happens is there's so many different styles how they put the reference ones, right? And this is probably the easiest one for you. And the reason why is because it's an exact translation of the one before. Okay?